There's a moment that no one really talks about. It's not when we spend the money, it's after, when things get quiet again, and you look back, not at what you bought, but at how easily it happened, almost like you weren't fully there. And then the thoughts begin. Why did I do that? Maybe I need to be more disciplined. But what if that moment isn't a failure of willpower? What if it was designed to feel that way? Something built into the world around us. I think a lot of us carry this quiet belief that I'm just bad with money. And over time, that belief doesn't just stay a thought, it becomes an identity. We stop questioning the system and start questioning ourselves. We start believing that we are the problem. But if you gently zoom out for a second, you begin to notice something different, something most people were never taught to see. Modern systems are not neutral. They're not just passive tools you use when you need them. They're carefully designed environments, built to make spending feel easy, invisible, constant, and almost automatic. There was a time when spending felt different, slower, and more physical. You had to take the cash out, count it, and hand it over. You could feel it leaving your hands, and that feeling created awareness. It gave your brain a chance to pause, to ask, even briefly, do I really want this? But now, that pause has almost disappeared. Everything is softened, and friction has been designed away. Now it looks more like one tap payments, Face ID confirmations, limited time sales that create urgency, and personalized ads that feel almost intuitive. Like the system knows you. And in a way, it really does. Because it's learning you, tracking what you pause on, what you click, what you almost buy, and then gently, persistently bringing it back to you again and again. Until one day, you don't even remember deciding. And this is where minimalism begins to feel different. Not restrictive, not rigid, but restorative. About reintroducing friction in small, human ways. Not to punish yourself, but to support yourself. And you don't need to change your entire life overnight. It can begin in ways that feel almost too simple. Have you ever noticed that you talk about something once and suddenly you're seeing it everywhere? On your feed, in your ads, and in your suggestions. It's not random. Algorithms are learning you, adapting to you, and predicting you. And over time, this constant exposure starts to feel normal, like you're always just one click away from something you need. So sometimes, awareness looks like distance, unfollowing accounts that trigger impulse, reducing browsing time, and creating small pockets of quiet. Not to disconnect from the world, but to reconnect with yourself. Because when the noise softens, your own voice becomes clearer. Your preferences feel less influenced and more genuine. You start to notice what you actually like, not just what you've been shown repeatedly. And that space becomes a form of protection. There's something about instant payments that make money feel like abstract, like it's not fully yours, like it's just the numbers moving on a screen. So a small shift might look like this: removing your saved cards, typing your details manually, waiting a few extra seconds before confirming. It sounds inconvenient, but that's exactly what makes it powerful. Because in those few seconds, you return to the moment. You remember that this is a choice, not a reflex. And in that pause, you begin to feel the weight of the decision again, like you're reconnecting with something that was always yours. And over time, those small pauses start to add up. They quietly shift you from reacting to choosing. Some of the quietest spending is the kind you don't even notice. subscriptions that renew while you're busy living your life. $5 here, $10 there. Small enough to ignore, but constant enough to matter. So once a month, you sit down. No pressure, no guilt, just a simple check in. Do I still want this? Does this still serve me? And sometimes the answer will be yes. And that's okay, because this isn't about cutting everything out. It's about staying connected to what you're saying yes to. It's about remembering that your money reflects your attention, and your attention is something valuable. Even just opening that list can feel eye opening. And that honesty slowly brings you back into the loop of your own decisions. A coffee, a quick order, and a little treat to get through the day. Individually, they feel insignificant, almost comforting, and feeling like we totally deserve it. And sometimes we really do. But gently ask yourself, how often is this happening? What does this look like over time? It's not about restriction, it's about clarity. Because awareness doesn't take away the joy, it just helps you choose it more intentionally. It helps you notice patterns you couldn't see before. And sometimes, understanding alone changes everything. You might still choose the same things, but now they feel more aligned, more conscious. And then there's the part we don't always want to admit. Sometimes, it's not about the product at all, it's about the feeling before you buy it. A little emptiness, a little restlessness, a quiet kind of discomfort. And spending becomes a soft escape, a moment of relief, and a way to feel something different, even if it's temporary. And there's nothing shameful about that. It's human. But when you begin to notice it, you create space for a different choice. Not always, not perfectly, but sometimes. And sometimes is enough to begin. Because even noticing the feeling is already a shift. And slowly you realize that you were never trying to buy the thing. You were trying to feel something. And when you start to see all of this, the story begins to change. From I'm bad with money to I've been in an environment that makes mindful choices harder. And that shift matters because it replaces shame with understanding. It replaces blame with awareness. And awareness is where change actually begins. Maybe you were never given the conditions that make awareness feel natural. Maybe no one showed you how much your environment shapes your decisions. Maybe you've been trying to fix yourself when all along you just needed to see more clearly. And this isn't about becoming perfect or never spending again. It's about returning to the moment before you click. So before you leave, let me know in the comments, what's one small spending habit you've started noticing lately? Something that feels automatic, but you're beginning to question. And if this video helped you see things a little differently, I'd love for you to subscribe and stay. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.